Hello everyone. Uh, in this video, I'm going to explain to you how to create a class type program. Okay, so just go step by step as I'm doing so, and you should be able to work on this. Okay, on one hand, I have a class shape sphere which is created, and this is the program that we require. Okay, first of all, we need a class called shape sphere. I have created a class called ShapeSphere. This is already done, so I'm just going to work inside the class just now. Now, in this question, you will be the some variables would be described here in this area, and methods would be described after this. So, first of all, let us focus on the data members, that is the instance variables or the fields, whatever they call it. How many variables do we see? We see three variables. We have radius, we have surface area, and we have volume. So, we have three variables. So let us describe, let us just create them in the program. All of them are of double type. So we'll just write double. In fact, we'll start it with private double radius, comma surface area, comma volume. So we've created three variables, and we have named them the same as what was given in the program in the question. uh, why? Because all of them are proper names, proper variables names. If this name had been something like surface space area, I would have given surface area or surface underscore area or whatever it is. Right now we have created those variables. Now the first method that is done. Okay, this part is done, so we just needed to create the instance variables. Please remember, whatever number they have given in the question, that is the number that you will be using here. So we have created three instance variables, that's it. Now let us start with the methods now. When we are creating the methods, uh, when you're working on a particular method, just focus on the method. Don't worry about the rest. Don't worry about the rest. Okay. So first of all, we need a constructor, which is a no argument constructor. Basically, okay. How do we create a constructor? First of all, the constructor has to be public, and the name of the constructor should be the same as the class name. So I'll say public shapesphere function, because this is a no argument constructor. Naturally, it is going to have no arguments. Okay. And what is this doing? What is this doing? This is basically storing 10 as the radius. So that means I will simply write radius is equal to 10. So this is what I will do. That's it. So the question said a constructor is to be created. Either they will name the constructor here, or they will just write constructor. So all in any case, you will have to use shapesphere as the constructor name. Okay, and because this is a no argument constructor, so this is a no argument constructor. And what is it supposed to do? It is supposed to store 10 as the radius. So we have stored 10 in the radius. I hope this is okay with you. Next is a constructor which is taking a double argument. So let's create that now. We'll say public again shapesphere function, and it is taking double r as an argument. And what we'll do in the program, in this function, is that we will store that argument in the instance variable. So what is the no argument construct basically doing? It is basically storing 10 into radius, and the other one, which is overloaded, it is taking r as the argument, and it is storing r in the radius. Please remember, this variable has to be the same as the variable created here. Please remember, you are not supposed to create the variable here. Now please do not write double radius is equal to r here. Why? Because if you write this way, radius will become a local variable, because you're creating it inside the method, and r will be actually stored inside that local variable, and nothing will be stored in radius. So radius will remain unchanged. The instance variable remains unchanged. So please remember, whenever you are using instance variables, do not recreate them inside any of those methods, any of these methods. Let us work on other things. Next is accept function. So this is going to be public void accept function. Okay, and now you can imagine now, in shapesphere function, which these two were actually constructors, you saw that I did not write void here between public and the name of the method. Why? Because this is a constructor. But when we write a normal method, it has to have void even if it is not returning anything. So if it is not returning anything, let us work on accept function. So what is the accept function supposed to do? It accepts the radius of the sphere. So that means it is asking the user for it. It is taking an input. So accepts जहाँ पे भी होगा, it will be actually inputting from the user. For input, I'll use in a scanner class, and to use the scanner class, I'll have to import java dot util dot stuff. That should do. So scanner, just create an object sc is equal to new scanner bracket में system dot in, and let us ask the user for some value. System dot out dot print please enter the value of the radius, and let us take the input. So I'll just use the instance variable directly and say so and so is equal to next input. That's it. Done. So we were supposed to take accept the radius of the sphere. This is how you do it. Create the scanner object and display a message, please whatever is to be entered, and input. And in the input, I've used the same variable name that I had given as the instance variable, and I have not recreated it. It is working. It should work perfectly fine. Next is cal surface area. I need to create cal surface area function. Okay, again, this is going to be a public void cal surface area function. And what is this basically doing? Let us see what it does. It calculates the surface area of the square, of the sphere. So surface area, there is a variable called surface area. So let us use that. So we will just say, let us copy that and paste it here. Surface area is equal to, they've given the formula for that. It is 4 pi r squared. It's not written properly. It's not n, it is pi. 4 pi r squared. So how are we going to do it? We'll say 4 multiplied by pi is actually 22 upon 7. I'll write 7.0 because I need a fractional result. Multiplied by radius multiplied by radius. That's it. This is not supposed to be displayed or whatever. It is simply supposed to be calculated. So we have just, because the question says surface area, may just calculate the surface area. That's it. Next one is calculate cal volume. So let's worry about volume now. Volume is going to be public void cal volume function, and cal volume function may we just need to calculate the volume of the sphere, which is 4 by 3 multiplied by pi r cubed. Alright, so let's work on this. The name of the instance variable was volume, that you can see on top here. This is volume. So volume is equal to this is 4 by 3. So 4 by, I need to write 3.0 because I need a fractional result, or I can typecast it, multiplied by pi which is 22 upon 7.0, and multiplied by cube of the radius. So let's actually use math.pow and radius, comma 3. I think that should do. Okay. So basic idea is, whenever you're working on a particular method, Please worry about only that particular method and do not look at anything else and do not do anything else. This program, this basically says, the question says cal volume method which calculates the volume of the sphere. That's it. It does not say it is to display, no, nothing at all. It is actually the display function which is supposed to display the everything. So let us work on the display function. Display function is again going to be a void function. Okay, so it is going to be public void display, void display function. Okay, and let's, what is it is supposed to display? It is supposed to display the radius, surface area, and volume of the sphere. So basic idea here is to display them. So this is the method which is actually going to display println radius is equal to plus the name of the variable, plus नहीं लिखा, let's just write plus, and that's it. Next is whatever and whatever. So let's see, this is going to be message surface area, and here it is going to be the variable to be used. So let me just copy the thing from there and paste it here, and this is going to be the volume, and this is going to be, I think this makes sense. So we have just displayed. So display function is not calculating, it is not taking input, it is not doing anything except what it says in the question. The question says it prints this, that's it. So it will only display. Now let us worry about the main function. This question also talks about main function. So public static void main function. And what is the main function doing? Main function is actually, now it says create an object A using the no argument constructor. So let us create. I'm going to use this the name of the class many times. Let me copy this. So I'll say this. Say A is the name of the object is equal to new and the name of the constructor. So this is the no argument constructor. Yes, I'm using the no argument constructor here to create the object A. I hope it makes sense. Next question was create an object B passing 19 as the value of the argument. So I'll create an object called B is equal to new. Okay, now I'm using the second constructor now, and the second constructor is actually taking an argument. So I don't care if I'm passing a smaller data type here. If this is an int and it is actually going to be passed to a double, so it doesn't matter. A smaller value can actually be passed to a larger variable. What next is to be done is execute cal surface area function. So I'm going to execute this function. So I'll say, and it says to calculate the surface area of A. Now because A का surface area करना है, so I'll say A dot cal surface area function. That's it. Okay, because this is going to calculate the surface area of A. Now the second one is going to calculate the volume of B. Naturally, the invoking object is going to be B. It is cal volume. I feel yes, it is cal volume function. What else? Display A and display B. So how do I display A? I'll say A dot display function, and this is B dot display function. In this program we have not used the except function at all, so I don't care. There is no problem. The question did not say I've not used it. So basically what did we do? We created an object called A using the no argument constructor, and this is actually going to use the no argument constructor, this one, and this is going to actually store the value of 10 in the radius, and the second one I have passed 19 as the value, and 19 one is actually going to be passed to R, and R is going to be passed to radius. So naturally radius of B is going to be 19, radius of A is going to be 10. Let us compile this, close this, and let us run this program. Let's run the main function. So this is what is actually happening. It shows radius is equal to 10 and surface area is equal to this, volume is equal to this, radius. So radius of this is basically displaying the value, the entire. This is the output of a dot display function. A dot display function, because a was created using the default constructor. Radius is 10, and according to 10, it is given. It has given the value, this value, okay, and volume is 0. Zero. Okay, why? Because the volume was not calculated. We did not use a dot cal volume or whatever. So here, why is it showing the volume as 0? Because we did not calculate. In the second case, we did not actually use the calculate the surface area. That is why it is not displaying the surface area. It is actually displaying the volume. So this part is actually the object B, and this part is the object A. I hope this program makes sense to you. We have done quite a longish program, but because we did it step by step, um, we have been able to do it successfully and properly and easily. You should also be able to do it easily. And please remember, if you get stuck at one thing, just forget about that thing. So suppose if you are stuck in the constructor part, so don't worry about the constructor part. Don't write it. Don't create it. Okay, if you don't know how to do it, and if you are stuck, just do whatever you can. All right. So I hope this question is clear to you. How did we do this? So if you have any questions, then we can discuss in the class. Thank you and enjoy the program.